It was a series of synchronicities for sure. I was new to starting a business, and she kind of kept coming up in my feed because she's associated with a friend of mine. And then one day I was driving home from work, and I'd been thinking about her and reaching out to her, and then I drove by. I was coming through Canaan actually from Sharon, the Sharon area, and I saw her billboard, and I was like, okay, that's a sign. So I called her, and we instantly connected, and I joined the group, and yeah, very, very happy I did that.
So because I don't know much about you, so I didn't get any background on other than I think maybe 3 or 4 words from Steph, but I try not to get I don't want to come in with any perceived notions or thoughts. So
Yeah.
your original intent is you were sitting with and in movement around starting and or leading a business, correct?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
you joined her community with that intent. What results did you receive inside of the community as it related to your intent?
So, well, I'm a nurse, and I was still working as a nurse at that point. I might have even been doing, I think it was travel nursing at that point, so it was full time. And over the course of working with her, I took a permanent position, 24 hours, and then last August I stopped working there except for per diem. So as I grew the business and gained confidence, I was able to stop working as a nurse primarily and focus on the business. So, and my business is I I use mandalas to help people, and mandalas are just circles. So I use mandalas to help people calm their nervous system and feel more centered, and then create possibilities. So it's kind of a neat, unique business. I offer a couple of other things too, but over time, I think being part of the group and being part of that community really helped me gain some confidence in 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 just building the business. So, and certainly I couldn't have left my full-time job without that encouragement. So,
Yeah, I mean, coming from a childhood of a mom who was a nurse, but at location, I had heard stories of traveling nursing. So I know that your life was not easy as you were joining the community. So did you create a plan of minimizing your workload and tearing it down, or was that something that came intuitively or was just there for you?
well, I think for probably about 5 or 10 years, I had been feeling, a bit of burnout, certainly through COVID, and I really didn't want to be a nurse anymore, and felt really misaligned in that community. So my goal was to do something else, but so I started this journey probably in about 2020. Started thinking about how I could re-identify myself and still help people, but not have to be a bedside nurse. And so it's been a long journey. Still not 100% there because I'm still working per diem, but much happier away from the bedside and love what I'm doing. It's just sustaining myself with this business has been a challenge, and but I'm making it work so far. So I'm just going to keep going. I'll keep going. Yeah.
You don't strike me as the type of woman who can quit. So
No, no,
yeah.
I and I really am sort of determined and motivated, particularly because I can feel the contrast. I can feel the difference between how I feel when I'm in the hospital working versus how I feel when I'm doing this. And both come with major challenges, but these challenges I can sit with a little bit better than I can with the bedside nursing. So a little bit more in my control doing this.
Can you share your experience of joining what was called High Vibe Chicks at that point? Can you share your experience of because you mentioned your confidence increasing 2 times now, and
Yeah.
obviously it's the key to success, but most individuals are unaware of that. Can you share the progression of your confidence as you joined and then became engaged inside of the community?
Yeah, I would say initially when I joined, I felt like a little fish in a big pond, and I was very sort of hesitant and probably feeling somewhat insecure um, in this arena because the women that Steph had collected were very intuitive people, very I don't know if I would say successful necessarily, but they were just very self-aware, intuitive, and very supportive. And I have some difficulty receiving that support. So that was a challenge, um, but over time, they definitely helped me to see that, I do bring a lot of value, that they were sort of cheering me on and rooting for me. And that was phenomenal. And to know that there's other people that were struggling with the same things as me, even people who were further along in their journey than I was, were still having those struggles. And I think that that helped me see that, this is it sort of normalized things and gave me a really supportive community, which I loved. Working with Steph one-on-one, she is incredibly um, in tune and supportive and non-judgmental, and just she offers a lot of insight and support and guidance. I mean, she's really tremendous, and the community that she's built and the people that she draws in are really beautiful people. A great coach. So she would let me sort of drive the conversation, but at the same time, she would offer affirmations and support and maybe some alternative views. But it was super, super helpful and supportive. Um, it really, she's an incredible person. Invest in yourself in that way is priceless. So I think that that if you're considering doing it, if you have the resources, it's so worth it, at least through personal development and confidence building and achieving that support that you need from other women. So